Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. It is so good to have you here for another video. I haven't done one of these videos in a long time, but I'm excited for today's video. As you've seen from the title, I'm going to be sharing my favorite songs from the 1930s with you. If you are new here, my name is Finke. I'm an opera singer, also a connoisseur of anything from the 1920s to the 1960s. That includes fashion, movies, TV shows, music, all the history and the lifestyles and all of the pop culture that came out of that. I just absolutely love. Before we get into this video, I will have a playlist of all these songs for you to check out with a link in the description. I will try and include the original recording as well as like very notable versions or my favorite version of the song for you to check out. But leave me a comment and let me know what order you would rank these in, and even if there's some different ones that would be on the list, what would be your favorite songs from the 1930s, and what would be the top one. But we are going to go ahead and jump into today's video without further ado. Here are my top 15 favorite songs from the 1930s. Okay, so number 15 is The Very Thought of You.
The very thought of you, and I forget to do.
So what you just heard was the original recording of this song, but Nat King Cole's version, obviously very well known, very famous. It is the version that I first heard the song, and it is the version that I highly recommend people listen to. He does a gorgeous version of this song. It's just very, very nice.
As a king, and
Number 14, a classic I think everybody knows. It's even been done several times in modern day music, if I'm not mistaken. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing.
It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing.
My favorite version of this is actually Mel Torme, which I highly, highly recommend listening to Mel Torme. Incredible singer, incredible style. I love the style of all of his music that he does. He does a lot of these older songs, but he recorded them in like the 50s and 60s. So they have that little bit more of a modern jazz sound to it, as opposed to where jazz was just kind of getting started back in the 30s. But it don't mean a thing if they ain't got that swing. Mel Torme does, and it is a very, very enjoyable version. 13, Isn't It Romantic? I actually just recently came across this song by Vic Damone singing it, and there was a woman on it, and I don't remember who the woman on the recording was, but did not realize that it was written in the 1930s until I was looking through songs of the 1930s to do for this video, and realized that it was written in the 1930s.
Isn't it romantic? Soon I will have found some girl that I adore.
A lot of my favorite music, even though I might listen to more modern singers, meaning singers from like the 60s, sing them, they are still the songs of the 20s and 30s. The 20s and 30s put out such amazing music, just unparalleled. They're the best, and they're the ones that people were singing and still are singing, even like 80 years, 100 years later. Just really, really great songs, and this is one of them. Isn't It Romantic? It's just so pretty, especially to hear Vic Damone singing it.
Help the population, it's a duty that we all...
I've Got You Under My Skin.
I've got you under my skin.
Here we go with another Mel Torme version that I listen to, but it's definitely been done different ways, and either way, it's just a fantastic song.
So deep in my heart,
I got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow. Got the
So it's with
string.
Wain Newton. Wain Newton, who, if you don't know, the King of Las Vegas, or, sorry, not the King of Las Vegas, Mr. Las Vegas, that's Wain Newton, and just a great man and a great singer. Especially when he was younger, had a very unique voice, but Wain Newton's voice is spectacular. And just a great entertainer, a great personality. So he was on a couple episodes of Here's Lucy, and he performed this song on one of the episodes, and that was the first time I heard it. Aside from that, the other person I listened to sing it, this is where it's like, if that wasn't funny enough, I heard the song for the first time, Wain Newton singing it on Here's Lucy, of all places. The person that I actually enjoy listening to sing it is Jerry Lewis. I didn't even realize that Jerry Lewis had made albums until last year sometime, and I don't know why it makes me laugh. I guess it makes me laugh because a lot of people wouldn't expect it. I didn't expect it, even though Jerry Lewis is one of the best talents that ever came out of his time. Like, who would have thought he would have actually made an actual, like, serious singing album? And some of the songs are kind of funny and character-y, if that makes sense. If you know anything about Jerry Lewis, that makes sense. But some of the songs are serious, like him seriously singing, and he could sing so well. And he does this song, and it's fantastic. It is my favorite version of the song. Well, I don't know, Wayne Newton's version is really good too. I will have them both down below. But, like, who would have thought? Jerry Lewis. Number 10, a song that probably every single person knows, As Time Goes By.
You must remember this. A kiss is still a kiss. A sigh is just...
I just read a fact about this, was that it was listed as one of the top songs for movies of all time, and it was just beat by Over the Rainbow. Over the Rainbow was the first, As Time Goes By was the second, and it was just barely beat by Over the Rainbow. So As Time Goes By, if you don't know it, where have you been? But featured in the movie Casablanca, was actually written in the 30s, and probably one of the best love songs ever written.
Hearts full of passion, jealousy and hate.
Number 9, Stompin' at the Savoy. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, Stompin' at the Savoy. So I first heard this song on, guess where? I Love Lucy. Lucy jitterbugged to it. And I'm telling you, if you want a good song to jitterbug to, then this is a great song. I mean, Lucy jitterbugged to it, so you can't do any worse than that. Number 8, The Nearness of You. I absolutely love this song so much.
It's not the pale moon that excites.
I didn't actually hear the song until my sister and I were gifted a bunch of piano music, and there was a book, and this song was in it, and I hadn't heard it before, and we were playing it on the piano, and I'm like, that is such a pretty song. And so I had to find Glenn Miller playing it. Glenn Miller is my favorite orchestra from that time. He does a beautiful version of it with his orchestra and Ray Burley on the vocals. Can't beat that. But it's just a really, really sweet song no matter who you listen to perform it.
It's just the...
But it's a long, long while from May to December.
It's just a beautiful song. I just love the lyrics of it too. The lyrics are so simple, with the melody of the song so emotional. It's wonderful.
To flame, and I haven't got time.
Alright, moving on to number 6 is another song that probably most everybody knows because it was used in the Tom Hanks movie Heart and Soul.
Heart and soul, I fell in love with you, heart and soul.
I got nothing against it being used in that movie. I just want people to hear the song the way it was supposed to be done. Listen to Mel Torme sing the song. That's another song that's kind of hard to find people from that time do. I don't know why. Mel Torme's version is absolutely gorgeous, but the song itself is so good. And so many people either just know it as like a play song, because a lot of people know that like arrangement to play on the piano. I understand it. I just wish people would listen to and get to know the actual song, the original way it was supposed to be done, because it kind of loses a bit of its serious nature, if that makes any sense, when you only know it as a child's tune or from that movie, and it just becomes a novelty rather than enjoyable song that is very pleasurable to listen to.
So held on my heart.
Alright, so we are making our way to the top. We have reached the top 5. Here is number 5, I'll Be Seeing You.
I'll be seeing you in all the old.
If there hadn't been other songs written in the 1930s, this would have been like number 1. But I'll Be Seeing You, it has a very personal meaning to me, but it's also just an amazing song. It's one of those songs that see, I can talk about all the rest of those songs. I cannot talk about these top 5 because they're just so good that it just like leaves me speechless.
I'll be seeing you in every.
Number 4. It's kind of an out there one that I have a feeling a lot of people don't know, but it is Temptation.
You came, I was alone. I should have known.
It's kind of a strange song, but I cannot listen to it enough. I listened to Bing Crosby sing it. I think Perry Como also did a version of it. Perry Como's version is good, but I gotta go with Bing Crosby, you know me. It's such a... what gets me is the music. Because, like, the lyrics, it's not one of the lyrics like, I'll be seeing you, where it's very touching, very emotional. The music is what gets me. It's done in such a cool way. There's especially a part in there where it changes from the verse, and it's like minor, and it changes to major, and it's so cool. Alright, we are coming to the top 3 now, with number 3 being Blue Moon.
Blue moon, you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart.
I love Blue Moon. It's such a cool song. It's one that most people know because it is very famous. So many people have covered this song. I have my favorites, and nothing will ever top those classic favorites. But I don't remember how I came across it, honestly. But I came across an album of Willie Nelson singing all these old songs. I was just kind of like, what? And I think he's recorded some of these songs more than once, so you gotta find this album. I will put the picture on the screen so you can find it. You gotta find this album. It is amazing. I would have never thought that I would have enjoyed listening to Willie Nelson. But the arrangements of these songs are so cool. Alright, number 2 is In the Mood. Glenn Miller was such a genius. I love Glenn Miller so much. But anyways, In the Mood, one of his most popular songs, with good reason, is such a good song. I just love it. The tune of it, the arrangement of it is just genius. It was amazing. I actually had the opportunity to see the original Glenn Miller Orchestra in person. Well, kind of original, like the people have died, but it's still the original group. It's not, the group has never stopped performing. You know, they've got new people in throughout the years. It's been like 60, 80 years, and they use all of the same arrangements, like the original sheet music. It's amazing. But they came to my town to perform last January. So January 2019. And I'm like, I have to be there. I ushered at the theater so that I could get to see them, because I had to see them. And they did not disappoint. It gave me goosebumps to be sitting there listening to them. So yeah, and you're probably wondering like what can top that? What is my number 1 favorite song from the 1930s? But first, a few honorable mentions, if you will, of songs that you definitely should listen to from the 1930s that did not make my top 15. So I'm just going to go through them very quickly. I highly suggest you look up the songs though, because they are wonderful songs. So here goes. Deep Purple, Puttin' on the Ritz. I'm going to pause for a second and say that I actually did a comparison of 3 different versions of this song from different time periods. One from the 30s, one from the 40s, and one from the 60s. So I'll put the link up here so that you can go check out that video because it was kind of cool. 42nd Street, How Deep is the Ocean, Try a Little Tenderness, Smoke Gets in Your Eyes, Cheek to Cheek. If you're a Shirley Temple fan, I had to mention these. On the Good Ship, Lollipop, and Animal Crackers. They're just iconic of the 30s. Definitely worth a listen to, or go watch the movie and hear the song in the movie. Top Hat, White Tie, and Tails. Such a good one. Red Sails in the Sunset, The Way You Look Tonight. The Lady is a Tramp. Mel Torme's version of that is so good. Song of India, Change Partners, Jeepers Creepers, had to include that. Sitting on Top of the World, another one that you can listen to Jerry Lewis sing, which is also very good. I Got Rhythm, like had to include that. Like, what is the 1930s music without I've Got Rhythm? And Georgia on My Mind, another Hoagie Carmichael. Like, we could just say that Hoagie Carmichael pretty much dominated the decade. Alright, so now to get to my top song of the 1930s, here it is.
Sing, 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 sing. Everybody start to sing. La-di-da, ho, ho, ho. Now you're singing with a swing. Sing, 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 sing. Everybody start to sing.
It took me most of my life before I realized that there were words to this song. But Sing, 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 if you didn't know the name, you knew the tune, because it is probably the most popular song to come out of that time frame. I know I said that like Blue Moon was very popular as time goes by, was very popular, but I don't think any song captures the feel of the 1930s any better than Sing, Sing, Sing. If you didn't know it had words, go listen to the Entry Sisters, they sing it, and every time I hear this song I just gotta dance, and I just like go into a zone. I love Benny Goodman's version, obviously, with just the music. It brings back so much nostalgia. I love this song so much. I hope if you check out these songs, you'll let me know. Maybe you found a new favorite song. If you enjoyed it, I'd love to know that. If you didn't enjoy it and you disagree, I'd love to know that too. Because I am always open for new things, and my mind's always being changed about music as the more I learn. So it's just kind of cool to see how you're never stagnant in your musical tastes, and so maybe use this opportunity to explore something new. Go check out the songs from the 1930s. The playlist links are in the description. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!